Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Akashic Rose with Sabrina Dawn. Today we're going to do a Divine Masculine check-in and messages from the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. We're also going to do a check-in just for some guidance and check in with the Divine Feminine and see where she's at. And I do say he and she pronouns. That's just for ease for my mind, but please know that it is I'm only speaking of energy, not genders, so please change the situation to fit as is best for you in your situation, okay? So, please excuse. I feel like with my throat chakra starting the second that I started doing this video, I feel like I'm just trying to find out if it's the Divine Masculine. So it happened pretty much when I started picking up the deck to shuffle it. So I believe it's the Divine Masculine that's not speaking his truth, that is holding back, wearing masks, not fully engaging with the Divine Feminine, even though he wants to. What I'm seeing is like this visual of the Divine Masculine behind like a sheet or something, and he's like hitting it, and it's like it's almost like it's the throat chakra. I know this is a weird visual, and he's pushing against it like he wants to speak, he wants to get out. He has so much to say, but he's either not saying anything at all or very little, and doing very little inspired action. So he's, what I mean by inspired is that what he's not doing what he feels like he wants to do. He's feeling what I'm feeling like is that he's rooted in old patterns. They're showing me a visual of a tree as the Divine Masculine, and he's just like rooted into mud. So I think that he is going through some stuff. He is looking at the different aspects of himself because of this lockdown, and everything that's going on in the world is really, I feel like, is like triggering the Divine Masculine because he's stuck and he's rooted in. It's helping him to look at things. Oh, look at bottom of the deck, and to discover himself. Look at that. That was perfect. Okay, so let's start with the cards, and we'll see if they reflect what I was just getting. Okay, so we're just going to call in all of the archangels, and we ask that only messages of the highest healing order come through, and we ask that the Divine Masculine speak clear and with ease so that we can help understand where he's at and where this connection is at for our own soul's growth. Okay, so 2 cards came out. So the heart just fell again. So it fell at the last reading. So that fall, right when I did that, it's like takeoff. He feels like he's going to explode. Remember I was saying it's like he was pushing against. That's what I was picking up. So he's starting to discover himself, and he's about to take off because he feels like he's going to explode. This is like, this is like very similar to what I was seeing, except the middle is pliable, and he was pushing against it. And it was like I could see his arms coming out through the fabric, but he couldn't break through. That's what I'm hearing. But this is saying that he's ready to take off. So I'm going to, okay, no, they're saying to put it like this. Okay. All right, but I want to get a clarifier. So, I forgot to say, this is the Divine Masculine deck by Energy, by Flames of Alchemy. And this is the Yin Yang Oracle by Stellara. So I'd like to clarify, where's the Divine Masculine? Like, what is this takeoff card about? Please clarify, please. Because whatever it is, wherever he's taking off, it's like about to explode. Self-care energy. So his energy is about to explode, and he's discovering himself more and more through self-care. And they're telling me to go back to the Divine Masculine deck. Oh, this just fell out. Oh, interesting. So this is the Divine Masculine deck. This is the back. This is the Divine Masculine card in here. And do you see how he's looking away and he kind of has his shoulder up? So this is what I feel like he's not. The Divine Masculine is about to take off and he's discovering who he is through self-care, and he feels like he's about to explode, but he's having a hard time expressing himself. And that's why in this card, like, his back is to you, but you can see the side of his face, because even though he's not directly facing you, he is still looking. He's just not ready to fully commit to that communication. That's what I'm hearing. But it's really wanting to come out. This is the Intuit Oracle. I'm going to just pull down, I'm going to combine these two and just get a clarification on these two. That's just what the visual that the angels gave me. So he's taking off through self-care. How great is that? He's really starting to take care of himself. Oh my goodness. Remember we were just talking about, I was trying to clarify these two, and I was talking about how he wants to communicate. Letter, writing, communication, fax, email, mail, notes, contact information, records, news, memo. What I'm feeling like, look how pretty that card is with that soft pink. Text. I feel like you're going to be hearing from him. This is what's about to explode. Now, for some, be careful how you direct, your energy at him, because I feel like the Divine Masculine is in a sensitive place and he's doing some self-care, but he's in a sensitive place. And for the collective that I'm reading, I feel like he could be not volatile in a dangerous way. Like, I'm not getting run, but what I'm hearing is that he may be quick triggered. So if you say something, his nervous system is on edge because of everything going on, his finances, the world, and family members, and his own survival. I feel like he has a quick reflex to defend his safety and to defend himself, even if it's not necessary. So just be wary of that. And I just want to get one more about, please clarify the communication that is clarifying Divine Masculine and explode. So that's where I feel like, there could be communication, but just be mindful that he's in a place where he feels like he can explode. But he is taking off into discovering himself through self-care. So that's really good. So what I'm hearing is be patient with him. Be patient with yourself, because you're in that same position. Oh. So look at the card that just came. Hummingbird, isn't that gorgeous? But look at rapid response. So I do feel enjoyment, be present, resilient, lift out of negativity, lightness of being. But I do feel like there could be like that trigger, that rapid response, that explode energy. Okay, so the guidance that I'm hearing around this is that he's struggling to be in the present moment. But he's starting to learn that because he's rooted in. He's starting to lift out of the negativity and take off and understanding a little more lightness of being. But this is a process, and I feel like it's going to be like a cycle. It's going to take time. All right, so now we're going to do the Yin Yang Oracle again. Pluto. Transformation. See? And see how, look at them. Twins. Taking off, self-care, discovery. Remember that card? I wish I kept it out, because I probably should have. But do you see what they're both doing right now? They're both in that energy. And look at, they're like twins. Okay? Here's the thing. His back is turned right now, and her chest is turned outward. So I feel like she's starting to learn how to open up her heart more. And the Divine Masculine, that's one of the things that he's trying to learn to do, but he feel like he can't. He feels blocked for some reason, maybe because he's learning He doesn't want to explode. He doesn't want to have that trigger response, that rapid response. So he's kind of keeping himself back because he can tell that he is not himself and feeling more emotionally, the word I'm hearing is stunted. But there's time for transformation for them both. So because it's a twin, right, the masculine and the feminine inside of him, as well as within us, right? So the masculine and the feminine, it's in a place of transformation, self-care, and it's about to take off. And so what I'm also hearing is that the divine feminine could be in, actually I already said this, but be in the same place. This is not just about the divine masculine. The counterparts that I'm reading for today are actually in the same exact place. Even if it doesn't appear that way, like one is contacting but the other and stuff like that, either way, they're both in a place of transformation and learning to do self-care and about to take off. And they're both in that rapid trigger response. And that's why, even though the divine feminine wants her heart out and she wants to share, the divine masculine staying back. And the divine masculine within the feminine, divine feminine, is actually wanting to hold back too. So you probably are feeling times of, well, if he's not going to reach out to me, I'm never going to reach out to him again. Like kind of slipping into some of those volatile thoughts and then slipping into, well, I really want to contact him. When would it be best? And then going back and forth. Okay, so you probably have that going on, and there's a good chance that divine masculine does too, because these are mirrored images. All right, so now I've got the Sacred Soulmates deck by Stellara. So I just edged this deck, and I'm just so excited by this bright blue with it. It just, oh, just so in love with it. It makes me want to use the deck like all day. All right, so please clarify. Lessons of Saturn. Look, so we have Pluto, transformation, lessons of Saturn. So you or your divine masculine could be a Capricorn, Scorpio. Okay, so a soul's desire to resolve limiting patterns of control and dependency. Many challenges, but can bring benevolent long-term rewards. So the work, like I saw in the beginning, the divine masculine, oops, sorry guys, the divine masculine, oh, do you see that? We were talking about, I was about to talk about him being rooted in that visual, and he fell. So that's what this is saying, is that he's ready for transformation. He's learning the lessons of Saturn and bringing in the energy of Pluto. So it's kind of funny. So Pluto is the death card, right, in tarot, so transformation, and Saturn, Capricorn, is the devil. So I just think that that's it's just very beautifully falling into with everything else that we're saying. He's rooted in, but he's starting to, as the card showed, he's starting to uproot, and he's starting to learn the lessons that he's learning, and it's going to have long-term rewards. It's going to help him take off into even more self-care, so he can be more in alignment with the divine masculine within, not just the inner masculine, but the divine masculine, the sacred counterpart, the man that knows that he is sacred and holy within himself. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm hearing one more from the Sacred Soulmates deck. Like I said, I feel like I could use this deck all day, but I know I'm going to listen to them. Look at mutual, symbiotic. Look at, guys. Oh my God, I'm loving this reading. This is a beneficial and balanced connection. Both partners have the same feelings, ideals, values, and shared life goals. So, but what I am hearing, okay, what I am hearing though is because they are exactly mirroring each other, the divine masculine, divine feminine are right now working through some of the darker stuff, the explode part. Okay, like those quick triggers, quick responses, not thinking through things and allowing the emotions to settle before responding, things like that. And what I'm hearing is that the divine masculine naturally wants to then shut off communication, shut off the connection in order to get himself back upright, to not be triggered. Whereas the divine feminine wants more communication. Okay, so there's that polar opposite, of the twins going on, but they're at the same exact level. Okay, so the divine feminine may want over communication and he just wants under. But just know that this is a beneficial and balanced connection, and both partners have the same feelings. Okay, you guys have the same things. It's mutual, it's symbiotic. That's why we're seeing them like this. How awesome is that? So then we have the Live Tarot. This is a deck by Live Tarot. I'm not actually sure the name of it. And if anybody ever wants to know what deck it is, you can just ask in the comments and I will let you know. I will look into what the name is if I don't have it right in front of me. Oh, that was too many cards. So I just heard a whole bunch of stuff going on in the distant. Oh my goodness, wait till you see the card that just fell out, guys. The distance, I just heard it. I don't know if you could hear it on the camera, but I actually just heard the dumpster. So people were throwing things away. It's kind of far away, so I can't believe I heard it. But as I was about to start talking about that, the transformation card came up again. Completely different deck. Okay, so what I'm hearing, so this is like the divine feminine, having her eyes closed, going within, but wanting sometimes excessive communication, right? But she has her eyes closed. You see how there's a spot of red in her eyes? Okay, she was seeing things through the root chakra, through the damaged and triggered root chakra. So she's closing her eyes so she doesn't do that as much, and she's going within. And so that's kind of like a dark transformation that the divine masculine are going through, but it's helping them get to those no, here it is, sorry. The long-term rewards of looking at this darkness. So divine feminines, keep doing your work. This is really important. So what is going to, so I just want to ask, and with the Intuit Oracle and clarify, once the divine masculine and divine feminine, who are mirroring each other so beautifully there, like bookends, and you see like she has her, her chest and her shoulders open and he's fully clothed. It's just so much going on. Also, I just have to say this is a child, so do some inner child work around your communication. The divine masculine may not word it that way, but that is something that would be best for him to do as well. So now I'm just going to ask, so once the divine feminine and the divine masculine move through this darker, transforming through this darker energy, what's going to transform? What, this beautiful butterfly breaking through. Do you see that color? It's like all throat chakra, but let's see. But it says breakthrough, reinvention. You're ready for the next level. So let's see, let's clarify, what direction is this transformation going to go for the divine masculine and the divine feminine? Home, belonging, roots, comfort, safety, family, traditions, buildings, shelter, boundaries. So we're in the middle right now of a lockdown for most people watching this video. I believe all, but I don't want to make a blank statement like that because I don't know everything in every country. So so again, I'm hearing there's a connection to that inner child going back, but also the transformation that I feel like is going to happen is that there's going to be like, those, they're going to recognize that they have the same values, traditions, right? Like the shared life goals, safety, family traditions, comfort, roots, connecting to the inner child. And realizing some divine masculines, what I'm hearing, is going to have to change their home. They're realizing this after COVID, because going through COVID, some of these masculines where they're living is not harmonious for them, and there could be different reasons for that. There could be that one, the divine masculine is committed in another relationship somehow. It could be that he is transitioning where he was when this happened. So whether, for whatever reason, couldn't find a new place before the other place, he needed to leave the other place. But wherever it is that the divine masculine is at, he is feeling like that needs to change. That's the transformation. And I'm hearing possibly for some of them, they're realizing that they love their home. It could be that they just got a new apartment, they got a new wherever they're at, and they want to make it strong and stable, and they want to transform it. They want to make it, instead of being alone inside of his house or apartment or condo, he wants to bring in more comfort and go back to his roots, and realize that, he has been putting up boundaries around himself and keeping people out, instead of allowing a beautiful home to develop within, so that he could have a beautiful home outside himself. Wow. So I'm going to pull one more card here for that. So this is the new moon maiden, enchantment, inception, erotic aura, excitement, new beginnings, pure expansion, carefree. So that's the kind of home that he's wanting to start to have. He wants to be more free and have more fun, and he's connecting with his roots to find out who he truly is. And some of it he's going to keep and enrich himself, and then some of the hurt inner child stuff he's letting go, so that he can embrace this mutual symbiotic relationship with his divine feminine. But I am hearing it's going to take some time. Okay, so let's see if they'll give us a time. I will look. This is the Angel Answers deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Oh, okay. We got two cards and it landed just like this, so that's where I am going to end up putting them. Oh, it's up to you. Be assertive. Oh, interesting. Let me get just a message with these. Oh, two cards fell just underneath the camera. Okay, stars, wishes, nighttime, falling in love, blessed, hope, dreams, inspired providence, miracles, book, memory, hidden, mystery, secrets, the unknown, philosophy, intellect, knowledge, education. Also, when I see this, I think of the Akashic Records. So you could go into, if you work in the Akashic Records, you could go in there and ask to connect to your twin or to your divine counterpart, and ask what needs to be transformed within yourself, so that your relationship with him could be transformed even further. Okay, so you notice how it says new moon here. So with the new moon that's coming up, I'm not sure of the date, but I do believe it's coming up shortly. What I'm hearing is make your wish. You want to bring in something new. You want a new transformation. So, and the way to be assertive is around the new moon time, and to put your wishes into the universe for healing. Now, I don't recommend that. This is just me, but be in your own mindset here, obviously. But I don't believe in putting spells or intentions on a specific person to bring them closer to you. But I do feel that you can work on yourself about the relationship. You can ask that the relationship, the energy between you two, be healed. And I feel like that is all okay. But to do like a summoning energy or something to bring him to you, that's I don't believe that's fair in messing with people's free will. But know that it's up to you to be assertive and to make these wishes for that healing around the new moon or with the new moon. And just know that, this is a blessed time. And then you have to trust that afterwards, there's going to be like a hidden, it's going to be hidden, the mystery. Like, they're not going to let you know. It's unknown when that's going to happen, because first of all, each situation on here is different, but also part of not knowing is what helps you grow, because you feel triggered and then you go through certain emotions, and then that hurt inner child that makes you want to explode comes up. So him turning his back, or the divine feminine closing, bearing too much, it can be triggering for each one. And that's what brings forward healing in these divine counterpart situations. So they're not going to tell us when, is what I'm hearing. But with the new moon, it's up to us to be assertive and to make our wishes and peace known. Also, be gentle if you do communicate with your divine masculine, divine feminines, or or if you're a divine masculine watching this for a divine feminine, just be aware that this energy is going on within. And right now, people are trying to do self-care so that they can take off and not explode. They can share and communicate. So if you're talking to your divine counterpart, what I'm hearing is that just be mindful to be gentler, okay? All right, so this is for the divine feminine. And if you're a divine masculine and this resonates with you, then sure, go right ahead and take the message. But this is for the divine feminine. I feel like even though this was intended to be a divine masculine reading, this is, these two cards kind of put it into a twin situation where it's, I'm reading for both of them at the same time. And I'm just going with the flow. All right, this is the Woman's Body, Woman's Wisdom by Dr. Northrop. These are her cards. Oh my goodness. Self-expression. Perfection versus imperfection. And see the wings wanting to take off. And she's, got all of this here. So this is just about, again, look at the difference. Okay, it's about stepping into that queen energy, like the Queen of Swords. Picture this like a sword, the Queen of Swords, and having divine communication, allowing truth to come out, but not in a volatile way, but truth to come out that where you can be heard. And I feel like, I know this is probably on the bottom of all of the cards, but it just feels like it's flowing. Okay, and she's about to take off with the communication, but not explode. Do you see the difference in the energy? So you want to take off, and through self-care, you can self-express like her, which is strong and truthful and honest, but not exploding. And I feel like the divine masculine, the more he grows in this time, he's going to step into the King of Swords energy. And for the divine feminine, we have the Goddess Dream Oracle. And if you're watching, if a divine masculine is watching, you could think of this as a message to your inner feminine. Acceptance. Look at that. Look at the tree, sitting at the tree, like just that rooted in energy. Look at all the roots. The cycle of life. Recognize that this is a cycle. Okay, it's not going to stay this way. This is a cycle within your relationship. This is a cycle that Mother Earth is going through. Being rooted in like that is really important at this time. Because this is really fascinating. You can see all the trees in the background and they're rooted in. But this tree is rooted in. She's connected to it in her own way. She looks like she's part of it, right? And all these roots, like she's part of the earth. And then look at how this tree is actually going down. Instead of its branches going up, it looks like it's meant to be going down and connecting into the earth. And there's that rooted energy that I'm feeling, being stuck in place. And that's very triggering for the masculine, but it's also making him heal and grow and leap, take off. And see around here, here's that positive transformation. Okay? But for the divine feminine, know that this is a time of acceptance of what is going on, to look within where you're deeply rooted. Get into the magic of life, that Mother Earth energy, that Goddess energy within yourself, and recognize that a new beginning is meant to take place. So the rabbit, for me, one of the things that it symbolizes is fear but also fertility. So fertility can obviously be pregnancy and such, but also fertility just means new beginnings. And new beginnings have already come up. I forget where, but it already came up. So it's up to the divine feminine where inside of herself, after, what is she going to be deeply rooted in? Fear or a new beginning? Is she going to allow magic to spring her forward? And this is the Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. So we'll see, what does the divine feminine need to accept besides the cycle of life and choosing fear or fertility? I'm just going to ask for a card that will help move the divine feminine forward. Ooh, energy. A light inside my fire divine. Energy fill me, make me shine. I feel like this all matches. Accept that there's a cycle going on in your connection and that transformation will happen. You have to make your wishes around the new moon. And just know that the more that you open up your heart, and look at number 13 is the 13 moon cycles. It's the number of the goddess to me. So, oh, I love it. So that new moon energy and connecting to the new moon. And if you've never done it before, you could just Google and figure out how to do it. You can do it with a simple crystal and just an intention. And you can even say, the divine goddess or just divine, a light inside my fire divine. Energy fill me, make me shine. Help me connect to the energy within my heart and allow it to be purified, transmuted, and cleared so that I can transform and be in my power as a divine feminine. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so now we are going to do the dice. Oh, nope, actually they're telling me something else. Okay. So we are going to do a moment with the pendulum. So going back and forth like this is yes. Nodding, this is no. Okay, so yes, no. So take a moment and think of a question that you would like right now. Project it to the pendulum, to the area of the pendulum, and we will see what it says. That's a yes. Okay, so whatever question you answered, there's a yes. I'm hearing to ask one more time. You don't ask the same question. Well, you can ask the same question or maybe ask a different one. But what I'm hearing first is to think of a different question. That's a clear yes. Okay, so now we are going to pull some Scrabble cards to get some letters for initials. Oh my goodness, look at 2 blanks, you guys. How crazy is that? I'm just going to put them there like that. So you can fill those in for words, so with letters. Those are 2 blanks. So why don't we do this actually? There we go. S. A. Whoa, look at that. For somebody, that is a strong message. Sam. Wow. Okay, so this could be initials, this could be a name, this could be a your name, so like if it's short for Samantha, it could be his name, short for Samuel. It could be SM, like like initials, or MS. Oh, MS could be also a disease. SM, well, we know what that could be. Could be that our divine masculines, we have an erotic connection with them. T, L, O. So for someone who watches my videos, I think it's interesting that we have, I have a friend that watches this that I used to be neighbors with a long time ago, and that's actually how we met, and we've reconnected over the last couple of years. And our address was St. Lo. I'm gonna have to connect to her and and just, well, I'm gonna have to tell her about this. But hi, and also there's an AA connection here. So it could be that your divine masculine is in AA, or maybe you are, or maybe might need it. Or Archangel Michael is protecting your connection. It could be LM, MT. And you can take any blank spots, any of the blank cards, to create a name or to create full initials or a word. I can't believe that St. Lo came out like that. That is so funny. Okay, so now we're going to pull some dice, or roll some dice for numbers. So we have 6, 5, 5. So 55, the number of change, right? Transformation, it's underfoot. Woohoo! Then we have 6, 6, and then 6 down here, right? And then 3, 3, and another 6. Oh my goodness, guys. This is the one. And then look at all of this. 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 3, 3, 6. Oh, and on this side, there's a 5. And on this side, there's a 3. I mean, that's just crazy. But this could be street addresses. This could be birthdays. This could be anniversaries, angel numbers, life path numbers. Mine is a 5. January 3rd, June 3rd, June 1st, May 6th. Okay? All right, so now we are going to get messages from the Divine Masculine. And I'm going to start with Mystic Moon's Twin Flame messages, and I edged her deck with red. I am loving edging my decks, guys. It just brings so much color and so much fun to the cards. And it makes me spend some personal time with each deck that I'm doing with, too, which is really nice. I'm not the same person that you remember. Transformation. So you may be holding your Divine Masculine in a certain place. What I'm hearing is allow him to be different. So actually, I'm going to take these down, guys. Okay. Allow him, when we hold somebody to who they were in the past, they're not allowed, like, it's almost like that the energy isn't allowed to let them come forward in the new version of themselves. No other compares to you. How could you still love me after all I've done? This Divine Masculine is realizing, even though he's not the same person anymore, he realizes that the Divine Feminine, like, no one compares. So he might have, if there were other, if there were karmics, or if there were other women or situations that he ran to escape, or to hopefully in his mind have an easier connection, because divine counterpart connections tend to be hard when we're triggered. He's realizing that even though all of this, he's thinking to himself, how could you still love me after all I've done? So he's realizing the unconditional love that the Divine Feminine has for him. And it's, what I'm feeling is there's a deep appreciation for it. I have to hide my feelings for you. So I'm feeling like a karmic energy. So it could be that this Divine Masculine, has someone else, or there's a situation at work. There's some reason why he has to hide it. He's scared to be vulnerable. You are sweet perfume like a desert rose. You are my one and only, no matter how it seems. See, I am, no matter, no other compares to you. So you are my one and only, no matter how it seems. So I just feel like this divine masculine has ran towards other sexual relationships, or just another relationship, or maybe they were previously committed, and that's been already spoken about in this reading. So, but I have missed you so much. Yeah, that unconditional love of a divine, from the divine feminine to him, it's helping him with those roots. It's like it was helping him see that he is worthy, no matter how it has looked and how it has appeared. It has helped him root in and see that he's not, oh geez, this is harsh, but like I just heard the words worthless piece of shit. So I don't know if what's going on with that, but I did hear that. So that's probably a dark thought that your divine masculine has said, or maybe someone has said to him. Maybe you've said it to him in a dark moment. But he's fighting for you. He's fighting for the relationship. And the divine feminine is too, and that's why they were mirrored in the cards earlier. Okay, I'm hearing to pull two more. You are my queen. I'm scared. Too many changes too fast. So this is that root chakra that I was talking about. How everything happened so fast with the lockdown, especially here. I don't know about other places, but it just was like within 2 weeks where things were just all of a sudden just shut down, and it just seemed to go really quickly. And it for the divine masculines in this collective, what I'm hearing is that it was really scary. It didn't give them time to acclimate. These are divine masculines that struggle with change. And then look at I'm seeing the symbiotic, right? That pairing from earlier. But just know that that's where he's at. He's just been triggered. There's so many changes. So watch your communication. Just be mindful of that. There was one. And look at, they told me to pick from this, the cycles. Remember that came up earlier. Momentum, force, life cycle. Stay grounded in the now. That's been a very long message. So that's what's going to be best for all of you, is be grounded in what's going on now. Don't allow yourself to imagine a future with just your divine masculine. Allow yourself to go with the flow, be in the now, watch your emotions and watch them follow them and work with them, so that you can let go of some of the shadow sides and move into that new cycle, so that you can heal and have this new beginning, because he's fighting for us, because you're the queen, you're his one and only. He's missed you so much. But right now, even though you're a sweet perfume like a desert rose, he has to hide his feelings. But he's not the same person. So when he comes back, know that he knows no one compares to you. And he's going to have doubt and fear about your love. How could you still love me after all I've done? So he's going to have some guilt around that. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't grasp. He's like, I wouldn't put up with this. How is she putting up with this? But it's all about cycles and self-growth. Don't take abuse from him. Stand in your truth, but say it from a balanced place. Remember that goddess card where she was like speaking from, strength and truth. I'm just looking for the card. No, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. It's that Queen of Swords. And then this just fell out. Be comfortable in the mystery. You can have your memories, but be careful that, be careful. Just be comfortable in the unknown. Allow yourself to rest into not knowing, but knowing and trusting in your connection. Okay? All right. Well, thank you all so much. I hope that you guys have a good Monday or whenever you're watching this. Okay? I hope you all take care. I send you all my love. Mwah.